What up, Brothers Rabbit Hole, Mel Hall? What is this? The 5th of December? As you can tell here in Phoenix, skies are a little gray, but that's okay because we're going to educate, we're going to enlighten, we're going to empower. Remember, 3 E's for change, okay? Boycott the national anthem, boycott the NFL, boycott all those organizations that don't have our best interests at heart, that are continuation in the perpetration of the lies, and do what's best. So today, on my little break, I wanted to just talk about a lot of crazy things are going on, especially when it comes to DACA, the Dreamers, undocumented immigrants, illegal immigrants, immigrants in general. And you might be saying, what does that have to do with me? I'm black. Or what does that have to do with me? I'm an African American. I'm a citizen. I don't have to worry about those things. And that's where I would say you're wrong, and would encourage you to really do some research. And you have to first start by asking yourself, what does the term African American mean? What does it designate? What legal standing does it have in the court of law? And by asking these simple questions, you can determine that, one, the term means that you have to have, or you're able to qualify for, dual citizenship. Means you can lay claim to citizenship in an African country and here in America. Okay? Keep that in mind. Means you have claim to a citizenship in an African country and here in America. Thus the term African American. Just like you have Asian American, you have Italian American, you have Jewish American, you have Russian American, and so forth. So now you might be saying, hey, you know what? I'm African American. Ancestors came over here on boats as slaves. That's what they told us. That's what they taught us. And then in 1988, Jesse Jackson and a couple of his cronies decided that we should have some kind of tie to our ancestral land, and coined the term African American for all people of color. And that's where they're wrong. And that's where you're wrong. And that's where you're floating down the wrong boat. Why do I say that? Because it's been historically, archaeologically proven that only about 8 to 10% of the slaves that were here in America came from Africa. Let's say that again. Only about 8 to 10% of the slaves that were here came from Africa. So where did the other 92% come from? They were already here. So if they were already here and you descended from them, what does that make you? That makes you a descendant of the Aboriginal or the indigenous people of the Americas. Note, didn't say African American. Again, now if you are a part of the 8-10% that did come from Africa, then yes, you can say that. Good luck in proving it, but you can say that. However, if you're not and you're using that term, here's your dilemma. Here's where you can find yourself in serious situation, or as we say in the South, up the creek without a paddle. So with the revoking of the DACA privileges and benefits for these illegal, undocumented children that came over here with their parents, they might get deported because they're illegal or undocumented or a combination of the both. Okay? If you say you are African American and you have no ancestral ties to Africa or any country in Africa, you are an illegal immigrant and you can be deported under DACA. Why? Well, if you check African American on any legal document, you are thus saying that you have the rights to dual citizenship in both countries. If you don't have those rights or privileges, then that would qualify you as an undocumented or illegal immigrant. And you could face deportation. Not saying that it will happen, but it can happen. And you never know what the state of things in this country, especially when it comes to people of color, what could happen. And if you didn't know, white people are dying out. Their numbers are decreasing in contrast to Hispanics and other nationalities and people of color whose numbers are increasing. So this is a fight for survival and resources and control. Do your history. Educate yourself. Let's have some more conversations.